You're about to get the raw content, man. Let's go. To the Muslims out there, I apologize for this message. This is what the truth looks like when you're abandoned,
fatherless,
when you have nothing, when you can't defend yourself. This is what it looks like.
Be the victim's voice.
The truth has to be told, even if it's ugly. Look at this place, this living condition. It's ugly. And if we don't tell the truth, then the truth is going to be told against us. If we don't stand up to the truth, then the truth is going to be against us.
You hear me?
They are going to use it against us. So to the Muslim community, I'm sorry for telling you the truth, but this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Struggle out here. You see this? Come on. Come on. You want to see struggle? Come on. Let's go. You probably ain't never lived like this, in this type of condition, have you? When you're abandoned, this is what it looks like, y'all. This is what it looks like. I got my kufi on, got the thobe on, got my jewelry on. I'm in the hood, y'all.
Be the victim's voice.
When a child can't defend himself,
Be the victim's
this is what it looks like. When a mother can't communicate with her child, this is what it looks like. So I'm sorry for bringing you the truth. I'm sorry. If I expose Wisam Sharieff and I was wrong, then let the law deal with me.
Be the victim.
But if we don't stand up to predators, then predators are going to stand up to us.
Fight back.
Remember that. You look at something like this, you say to yourself, what is he doing? What's the message? This is abandonment. That's what it is.
Be the victim's voice.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. That intro was fire, right? MashaAllah. Put a fire emoji if you think that intro was fire. MashaAllah. Or put Allahu Akbar, one or the other. Or put the one finger sign for there's only one God. And that's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Today, guess what we got today? We got the board out. We got to educate people. The reason why I held this video is because I wanted to see the comment section. Okay. And I want to thank the 27 subscribers that I got from the last couple videos. MashaAllah, y'all support is really thankful, man, because I really want this channel to grow. So the intentions of these videos are not to make a clown out of the situation. That's what I mean by I'm not playing. I'm going to show y'all and break it down to y'all what you are misunderstanding. Not only my approach, but you're not understanding what Wisam Sharieff is facing and Blake Barakat. You're not understanding it. So today, we're going to go to class with Moizzi. Go. Okay, you see this right here? This is a big chalkboard. Okay, y'all got to let me know if you can't see this because this is important. So we got that's Wisam Sharieff. So we got Wisam Sharieff. Y'all see that? That's Wisam Sharieff right there. Then we got suspect number 2. So he's a suspect. Suspect. Then you got suspect number 2. Blake Barakat. Suspect number 2. So you got Wisam Sharieff and Blake Barakat. You see that? That's suspect number 2. So look at it. Look at it real good. So we got Wisam Sharieff, suspect number 2. Blake Barakat, suspect number 2. Wisam Sharieff is suspect number 1. Okay? So we understand what's going on right here in this box, right? We understand that these 2 individuals had a phone. They had a phone. So they had a phone. Right? Wisam Sharieff, suspect number 1. Blake Barakat, suspect number 2. They were communicating on a phone. Y'all got that? Okay. When they were talking on the phone, this the phone. There was the victim from the phone. Which is MV, which means minor victim. So from the phone is how they got the victim. MV, minor victim, right? Y'all understand that? Then Wisam talked to Blake Barakat in private. Y'all got that? After they talked in private, they started to send each other pictures. And videos. So they started to send each other pictures and videos on the phone right here. That's the phone. And they didn't know the phone had a database. They didn't know the phone had a database. They didn't know that because they thought Telegram was private. That's what they thought. Telegram was private. All right. So, Sharieff was at home. This is Sharieff's home. This is Sharieff's home. And Sharieff was watching TV. That's Sharieff watching TV and eating popcorn. That's him. So he's watching his TV at home eating popcorn. While Sharieff was at home eating popcorn, he left his phone on the table. Then his wife saw the phone. His wife saw the phone in Sharieff's house on the table where he left it at. And then she picked it up. And then she checked messages. And on that phone, she saw text messages. To Blake Barakat. She saw text messages to Blake Barakat. Y'all see that? So Blake Barakat is now the subject of today's topic. So Blake Barakat comes in the picture now. The reason why Blake Barakat comes in the picture is because the wife recognized Blake Barakat in ATL. So she recognized her Blake Barakat in ATL. That's Blake Barakat in ATL. Then she reported her. She made a phone call to Human Services. Then she made a phone call to Human Services. Okay? Y'all with me? So the wife now made a phone call to Human Services. Human Service later contacted the sheriff's department. So they contacted, the human resources contacted the sheriff's department. That's the sheriff. That's who they contacted. They contacted the sheriff. Okay? And after they contacted the sheriff did an investigation. That investigation prompted the feds. The feds now come into play. Finding everything dummies hide in secret. Finding everything dummies hide in secret. That's the feds. So now we got the feds are involved. So now we got the feds. They're listening now. They're doing an investigation. So the feds are now doing an investigation. Okay? They're doing an investigation on Wisam Sharieff and Blake Miller Barakat. My fault. So after they do their investigation, they come with a criminal complaint. And in that criminal complaint, they got this. Post Miranda. That means that there was a voluntary statement after the Miranda rights were read from Blake Barakat and MV. Okay? And in that statement, Sharieff directed them to do the act that they were doing in the video, the sex acts with the minor victim and Blake Barakat, and Wisam Sharieff was sending explicit sex videos to MV and Blake Barakat. So now Wisam Sharieff is being charged as a result of that raw evidence with 18 USC. That's 18 United States Supreme Court. 2251 Section E. If you go to 2251 Section E, the charge that he's being charged with any individual who violates or attempts or conspires to violate this section shall be fined under this title and imprisoned not less than 15 years nor more than 30 years. So off the rip, he's facing 15 years to 30 years. Off rip, 15 years to 30 years. That's what he's facing. That's just with the charge. But if such person has one prior conviction under this chapter, section 1591, chapter 71, chapter 109A, or chapter 117, or under section 920 or title 10, article 120 of the Uniform Code of Military Justice, or under the laws of any state relating to aggravated sexual abuse, sexual contact involving a minor or ward, or sex trafficking of a child, or the production, possession, receipt, mailing, sale, distribution, shipping, or transportation of child pornography, such person shall be fined under this title and imprisoned for not less than 25 years nor more than 50 years. But if such person has 2 or more prior convictions under this chapter, basically he's finished. So, Wisam Sharieff, I'm assuming, has a clean felony record. But this is how they're going to play him. They're going to run each count consecutive. That's how they're going to do it. They're going to consect him. Consect him. They're not going to run it concurrent. They're not going to let him in the water. You're not going in the current. You're not being elected. They're going to run it consecutive. And that's going to charge him with 2 or more, which starts off at 35 years for each count times 23. So, when you finish this video, if you made it this far, guess what? I got breaking news, y'all. You won't believe this. You won't believe it. The attorney that was assigned to Wisam Sharieff, he left. He got off the case. He don't even want to represent Wisam Sharieff. That's what the word is on the street. So Wisam Sharieff can't even get an court-appointed attorney. So no one is getting him an attorney as of right now. If you go look up and try to find Wisam Sharieff's mugshot, you can't do it. Why? Why can't you find Wisam Sharieff's mugshot? Somebody find Wisam Sharieff's mugshot. Try to find it. I looked up on the BOP website. I looked up on Tarrant County in Fort Worth, Texas. I looked in Shelby County, Fort Worth, Texas. I looked at the quarantine of the FBI, which is Oklahoma City, and I couldn't find it. I don't know why his information is being held. I don't know. Alhamdulillah. I don't know. But what I do know is that there's going to be a wide open cases very shortly here. Wisam Sharieff is going to flip on someone. He is not doing that time. Blake Barakat already flipped through a post-morandum. It's in the indictment. She already did her part. Now it's Wisam Sharieff's turn. But me personally, I don't think the feds are going to let him do that. Okay. Now, when I say you got to do a background on the individual you're talking to online or in person, do y'all know what I mean? Put it in the comment section if you know what I mean. I don't mean to know who the person is. That's after the first step. Step number one. How do you do a background check on these individuals? You get their social security number, their date of birth, their name that's on their birth certificate, and then you go on pacer.com. And then you look them in the database. Okay, if that checks out, then you go to the person's family. Then you go to his mother, his father. Then you go to the masjid that person's from, he or she. He or she. And then once you compiled all that together in a box, you store that in your memory. And then you ask them questions yourself to protect your child, or protect your sister, or protect your mother, or protect the Muslima. That's what I mean, y'all. Because if all these boxes are not satisfiable, do not check out each individual box, it has to be 100% check out. I'm not telling you to see if the person is the best person walking on the planet. No, you're learning his background so that you can tell if he's about to get triggered or she's about to get triggered. You can see it before it happens. And that, ikhwan wa muslimat, is assault of offenders. That's what that is. That is the class that I took for 2 whole years, 15 hours a day for 365 days for 2 years straight. For 15 hours a day, I sat in class and I had to dissect other criminal cases and get dissected from my criminal case. And we learn in assault of offenders class that a person does not just wake up and turn into a monster. It starts from somewhere. And where that starts, that is up to you to investigate. They can't hide it. Wisam Sharieff didn't just become an imam, a freaky ditty, the day he met Blake Miller Barakat. He didn't just become a freaky ditty that day. It started before that.